Welcome back. Let's delve into this next chat. Legend Manqele is a prominent South African producer, director, philanthropist, and he's also the founder of the BarLeader Group, known for producing reality shows. So he has crafted a narrative for himself that extends beyond the standard brand building expectation of the business of creativity. AI technologies are being used more and more in filmmaking to make production processes even more efficient, boost creativity, and even impact storytelling. So Legend Manqele is going to be joining us, perhaps to chat more about how AI can, have disruptive, can disrupt the industry, but also the pros and cons thereof. Let's delve into this chat. Legend, good morning. Thanks for your time at this hour.
Thank you so much, Liesl. It's lovely to be here.
Legend, it's obviously exciting times because these are tools that assist in efficiency with the process at large, but there are aspects or questions about how it impacts human creativity.
Yeah.
From your vantage point, what impact has AI had on filmmaking at large?
So I think it's going to be a good one over time. Right now, we're just scared because, of course, we're all clinging to our jobs, and rightfully so. I think AI wants us to evolve more into, I guess, a different type of creative process, right? So normally, I incorporate AI in my back office, and I constantly have to be creative about what the instruction is rather than me doing the work. So it's asking of us to do, I would say, a lot more thinking and a lot more, I guess, instructive type of work rather than actually doing the thing. It's as you said in your intro, it's about being, I guess, productive and sufficient in that way,
Yeah. And streamlining processes, right? And the only constant about life is that it is changing all the time.
Absolutely.
So obviously art has emotional elements and it has creative elements as well. And so to your point about the inputs that one puts in, yes, you need clarity of thought and you need to understand what you're putting in because AI is going to then interpret that and give you something, right? But this is also where it could be coupled with human design and human thinking and action as well. Tell us a little bit more about the artist's role in all of this, in feeling.
Look, I think that's going to be very tough to navigate because, of course, art is something that is meant to be moving, and it's something that comes from somewhere that is moving. And so, I think AI lacks that in that sense. And I think there's a lot of debate around, will it ever get there? Will it ever have a soul? Will it ever really do what we innately do? Something that we're given naturally? Can AI take that on? I doubt it. I think that's why it's not a scary process. We need to evolve with it, collaborate with it, but we, at the end of the day, still need to do the work. That's the sole part of I guess, any product that you're trying to derive from an AI process.
Let's take international examples. So you mentioned that you use AI in the back office for now. The Frost that was created, it was written, so the producer then put the script and it was interpreted through the DALL-E system, DALL-E 2 system. Obviously, along the value chain, that cut out many jobs. But you're saying now there's also potential. So on the realities on the ground, what did that process then look like from a cost perspective and perhaps also just a job loss perspective?
Well, look at this. I think, filmmakers are largely business people at the back end. So, the best thing that AI has done, it's made the process simpler and cheaper at some level. So when you look at how film evolved we used to use these huge cameras. Now we use these small cameras. A lot of jobs were lost because to handle a camera that big, it kind of asked for a lot of manpower. But now we use cameras in our own individual spaces. You don't need that much manpower anymore. I'm sure those groups of people evolved into other roles or understood filmmaking in a different way and then find themselves in a different position in our industry. I think when it comes to AI, we have to leverage, I guess, the potential of it because, in our industry, budgets are actually small. It doesn't take what we have to do what we do most of the time. And so I think there are positives there. But of course, everything has to be good. I always say, too much of a good thing is bad for you. So you need to be able to balance the two. And so when movies like that, with productions that are coming up that are integrating AI, I think it's only for the better. And a true artist knows that they can't really cut or shortcut their way into a good product. So you still have to engage all these units. Like a camera person is now maybe overlooking an AI shot or prompting that shot to necessarily reproduce, because only then, like, you know, I can't prompt, as a producer, I can't prompt a shot, but only a DOP can really explain themselves, or a director can really explain what they're looking in that shot, and so, or what they're looking for rather in that shot. And so our roles will evolve, and I think we'll play a more delegation type position rather than all the way practical.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you're speaking, and I'm thinking, is this a way to democratize the industry at large? Because to your point, when budgets are small, if you're an independent filmmaker and you don't have access, is this a way of democratizing access as well?
In a way, because, you know, we grew up with the sayings that there are a lot of gatekeepers in this industry as well. So now, you know, to leverage on your own creative, you can actually be your own production house. You can have your own process, and you know, the use of AI can enhance small businesses in that way, and or give people a chance to shine that we might not have seen in the normal traditional way. And so I think AI as a whole gives us the opportunity of creating more and leveraging time, I guess, because, you know, it does take time to produce certain things that we do. So I do think that it's giving access, but it's also making sure that we are efficient in what we do, more efficient.
I want to play devil's advocate because, I mean, with anything, you have to protect it and you need proper frameworks. And so if we're looking at virtual reality and the use of AI, I mean, there's the protection rights, there's who owns it. I mean, if you're using AI, does the studio own it? Does the, you know, the executive producers, like, obviously, these are big questions that still remains unanswered, right? Protecting voices and images as well.
Yeah, that's always going to be a tough one. I think though, as I said, no one needs to be left behind. I think that the evolution of our film industry in the AI space is very much a positive one. I do think that those conversations will be solved along the way. With new technologies, we are always trying to figure out, okay, what does this mean for all of us involved? And I think there will be a good resolve here. I do think that we're, like everyone, we're afraid of change. But if we truly embrace it, we'll find ourselves playing the game just as well as we're doing now, because we come from somewhere.
Oh, and you're right, we do adapt. You're right. And else we don't move forward, right, as humanity and survive.
Absolutely.
What about ethics in AI?
Yeah.
I mean, we're obviously seeing what's being generated. Oftentimes it's to the detriment of people and places and spaces. And I mean, I wonder how more intentional we're going to have to be about making sure that misinformation and disinformation is dispelled, particularly on, you know, during elections or during times that are so pivotal for humanity.
Well, this is why people like yourselves are important. This is why, you know, I have journalist friends, and they are absolutely also asking themselves the same question. And I always say, what you're called to do will always shine through, right? So, you know, with America, I love American politics. So when I watch for, like, what's fake news, what's real. I look at the left and I look at the right, and I try to find my own middle, you know, in the sense. And I think it's going to ask us to do more research, to be a bit more involved and a bit more awake, because with the current situation, anybody could be telling you anything, and we take it for what it is. I think AI is asking us to actually wake up, search for the truth in our own way, and, you know, become individualized in that sense. Because, you know, there's this thing that I believe that group thought is, I don't like group thought as an authority in the space. I really try my best to be an original, you know, producer. So I think when it comes to AI, it's asking us more to do our own research and to find our own truth.
Okay, clarity is kindness then, it seems, Lej.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time. There's so many more questions, but the conversation will have to continue. For now, we leave ours there. We just spoke to producer, director, Lej Manqele, of course, on the film industry, how it's being shifted through the use of AI, tools in production as well. Perhaps reimagining the possibilities and probabilities that also lie ahead. Again, thank you to him for joining us at this hour. Let's leave it there and be right back after this.